Holy crap, my hair is a mess. Guys, it is freaking 1 o'clock. Actually, no. Is it 1? I was gonna check on my phone, but I guess I'm filming on it. It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning, and I am in our warehouse. Why? Late night programming more than anything else. I'm a late night owl, and usually I'm programming from home, but there's some things that I just prefer to do, even with capture on my visualizer and everything else. I need to see some things right up firsthand. We were having some DMX issues with CompuShow due to a glitch in the program, which I was luckily able to track down and delete and fix all that. So yeah, I figure I would just real quick give you a quick behind the scenes of what happens when we're programming. Nothing too fancy here, just catching up on some programs on the 5-piece and the dots. These are two primary forms of floods. Now we have the 5-piece, we've got the 12-piece, but we also have the dots with that COB color mixing. I've got the regular dots par like you see here, dots 100, dots matrices, or matrices I guess, but they're all the same LED chip, so I just need to program one to match the colors. The pinks just weren't looking quite right. I didn't like the way that some of the ambers and all that look, so I just reprogrammed everything. And thank God for palettes on CompuShow, because it makes my life a heck of a lot easier. But then the 5P, I love the 5P. What a great light, right? You've got your RGB, you've got amber, white, and UV, but you only have one dimmer, which can be a pain because you may want to dim down your colors, but you may want to keep your black lights up, which luckily CompuShow has virtual faders and you have your submasters and all that. Not a big deal. But when I was making this strobe, because I use the whites, if we have a simple show, right, I've got these, I don't need to bring the freaks because I've got these taken care of it. So for my bigger shows, I'll send out my freak strobes, I'll send out UV cannons. For my smaller shows, these 5Ps will do everything. Why do I need to bring the dots and the black lights and the strobes and dynamic white when I can do all this with this guy here? So for my smaller show, 5P, perfect flood. For my bigger show, where my client wants to see lots of different fixtures and I need great coverage, we're gonna do the dots, we're gonna do different freaks, whether it's the freak matrix or the freak 16 or the freak 5, whatever, all right? This can do it. But I wanted to make sure that the programming, when I hit that strobe bump, that whether it's this light hooked up or this light hooked up, it would work. And I couldn't get the dimming quite right on it, but luckily with the latest version of CompuShow, I was able to work on that a bit more. So awesome on that. And then below here, oh yes, believe it or not, I do happen to have a Chauvet Rotosphere. We also have the Spherion, and then for the big schools, we have the ADJ Asteroid. That thing is ridiculous, especially runs on ClingNet. You don't know what ClingNet is? Okay, you gotta watch the video on ClingNet. I'll actually post a tutorial down below, so really cool stuff. So anyhow, yeah, 2 o'clock in the morning, I am pretty hyped up. It's been a day to say at the very least, but, oh yeah, and how did I forget? The Focus Spot 3Z. You're not gonna believe this. All the shows that I've done with them, and I have made I only made like 6 programs for it. The rest are just using the switches and just different buttons to override the actual scenes and change the speed. So anytime you see the show with these guys right here, believe it or not, it was all done on the fly. So check out any of my gig logs. You'll actually see it for schools only. Also linked below down in the description. If you want to see the gig logs, for schools only. And then I'll be posting the behind the scenes gig logs here. And I know you want to check out the warehouse. It's huge. And I'll do it in a later video. So this is my lighting rig. You've got the Elation Midicon Pro. We've got 2 individual monitors. Now this monitor here is also a backup computer. Inside here we've got the Elation E-Note, and I've done a video about this as well, but we've got the Elation E-Note. I have a couple FP3s for laser, and then we've got a Mac Mini. Now that Mac Mini, it has 2 hard drives. Each hard drive has 2 operating systems, plus this one. This is some serious backup ready to go. We've got plugs for RCA, so I can plug directly into the DJ. We've got our Easy Cling. So basically, if I'm running my Media Master Express goes into Easy Cling. This outputs DMX, which goes into CompuShow, and then I can merge DMX. This is late night. Sorry. Gotta have it. Even though we're in my warehouse, you just never know who's gonna try some, right? Plus, we've got one of the Wi-Fi units here. I also have another Wi-Fi unit inside. A lot of magic, a lot of stuff in. Plus, we also have the fan over here that I made with a little switch. Keeps my Mac Mini nice and cool. So right now, I'm running CompuShow fairly simple. We have my master screen. We've got the screen for the rotosphere, which we're going to currently close right now because I'm done programming that. And now we've got the focus spot 3Zs. Basically, I'm using this command line key so I can dial individual gobos and colors. So I can go into my gobo or my color wheel here, and let's see if I can show it at the same time. Hang on. There we go. So I'm gonna change the color. So there it is there. You can see that I can change the color. Now if I'm going to go into my gobos, that's the next thing that we need to do. So we need to map the gobo. And before I continue, this is like quite a bit going on in one, right? Baseline times. This is one of my DJs, real good friend of mine also, Chevy. This boy is a sports know-it-all, especially basketball. But baseline times, it's like ESPN minus all the political crap, all the bias crap. A lot of you guys I know are absolutely tired of ESPN. So if you want some really good, if you guys want a really good podcast, sports podcast, or just sports news, go show Baseline Times some love. You can find them all social medias plus their website, Baseline Times. All right, now let's continue over here. So basically what I'm doing is we are adding what's called virtual selectors, right? It's kind of like an if this, then that. So on CompuShow, I can say, well, I'm at this button now. It's going to control my gobos. Now over here, it'll collect or do my colors and then my color cycles. So I'm going to map my gobos. Because I've already done this ahead of time, I can literally copy and paste at least a command. And we're going to do it under our virtual selector called switches. That's these right here. And we're going to do state 1. So tech gobo is state 1, color state 2, and then color cycle is state 3. Again, if you're into programming or if you're a geek like me, just think of variables. If this, then that. Or if you're not a geek, a shift key. Okay, a control and a shift key is essentially what we're doing. Okay, now, oh, I done messed up. So now we go over here. We're gonna get the second one, and that second one I said was gonna be the go wheel for the static gobo. See, that's the beautiful thing about the focus spot. It's got 2 individual gobos, plus you've got your focus wheel. So you can merge back and forth between gobos and do some crazy things. And I'll actually show you some of that in just a moment. So let's real quick do this. We're gonna speed through this video and go from there. Okay, so we got this done, right? So now I can go into my gobo wheel, or my color. Actually, here, hold on. Let's do into the color. Let's say we got that blue or that little pink there. Perfect. Now I'm gonna go over here, shut that off, and there you go. Okay, so we've got it into white. I'm gonna go back to my gobos, and I got a couple different ones here, including this one here, but I need to shut off the first gobo. So there it is right there. But now what's cool is that let's say we go back. That's a custom gobo, by the way. Big shout outs to Pro Gobo for that beautiful gobo that's right there, right? All right, so there it is right there. But now what happens is, let's say I want to just go ahead and add, let's see here. I like that one, right? We're going to rotate it a little bit. So there's my rotation. And now I'm going to add another gobo just for the heck of it here. All right. And now I'm going to change my focus. I'm going to kind of mess with it a little bit. Now watch what happens here. See, now that, look, it gives you a much different effect, right? Kind of got that cool gobo morph. So now, let's say I switch that out with some stars. And we're going to move this gobo over here, right? This weird, funky gobo. Why would AVJ put that as a static gobo, right? It looks like a bunch of magnets. Well, let me show you why. Now we've got some cool looking twinkling stars. Let me, there you go, so you can kind of see that there. And you create a really neat pattern. Or, well, I'm going to switch that around with this water one right here. Or I can even choose this one right here. Actually, this one's a little bit better. Now watch what happens, okay? We're going to slow down that rotation just a little bit. We're going to blur that a little bit more. And now for my color, let's do number 7. All right, and maybe I don't like the way that gobo looks. Maybe I want to try a different one. Actually, no, that one might be the right one. This is just the wrong pattern. Kind of got to play around with it a little bit, right? Ah, there you go. So now we have a water effect. Let me turn the lights off so you can see, because it's really bright in here. Let's bring the black lights down. Woo! Okay, so now let me refocus this part there. And now we're going to turn on that prism that I just told you we have on here. And now we're gonna have to refocus that just a little bit more. Let's see. You gotta play around with that. This is why you use palettes. You know, it looks like this. You never want to try programming on the fly. There you go. Look at that. Now, the camera shows it a little bit sharper than it is to the human eye. I'm not quite sure why. Because in person, I'm not actually seeing all the little individual hues. Here, this looks like an actual blur. And this is why whenever I program, I always have a camera in front of me. Because right now, this looks like water to me. It's a really cool water effect without having to buy custom gobos. All from one basic moving light. But if I take a photo of it, it doesn't look like water. So a lot of times I'll sit there and I'll program with the camera next to me so I can see, you know, what looks good in between for both. And I can see here that it's not really doing much of a difference, but now I can grab that focus and there it is. That's much better. And it just, I mean, it looks beautiful there. It looks better on here. So I can really create much different, much more unique looks. Look at that, right? So now we changed the gobo out. Now it doesn't look like water. It looks a little bit sharper. But now I'm gonna go into my color 1, which is red. And now we've got fire. How awesome is that? Just an instant change of looks. Imagine what you could do for events like fire and ice. If you're gonna do heaven and hell, anything like that, right? Bam, we've got clouds. Now we can add a nice, very slow movement to those clouds. Let's go ahead and pre-position that. Here we go. And now we've got some pretty cloud movement. I'm gonna slow it down just a little bit. Maybe I just want the clouds going up and down. All right, but now I'm gonna shut that prism off. And we're gonna dial color number 2. We're gonna keep that in one position there. Actually, I'm gonna grab this fella right here. Hold on 1 second. And now we've got the sun, just like that. Quick, easy changes that you can do with CompuShow and of course with the ADJ Focus Spot 3Z. I've done reviews on this, other people have done reviews on this, but I don't think people quite understand what you can really do with this. So we're gonna pretend that's the dance floor, right? Like the light was pointed directly at the dance floor because I don't have anything here that I can really show you. And we're also gonna pretend, well, you'll see it in a second, but the bride and groom are dancing. They've got their first dance and they're dancing and we've got the pretty spotlight on them. And then as they walk out, bam, you've got their name and a monogram. I'm using stars because I'll have a monogram put in. But imagine what an incredible effect. You know, other people, they're sitting there and they're doing generic gobos, etc., or they just have a regular custom gobo projected on the wall. Do the next step up. And this is a really cool way of doing it. Yeah, guys, listen, thanks so much for watching. My goodness, it's gonna be 3 o'clock pretty soon. And yeah, if you guys liked and you wanna see more behind the scenes programming videos and all that, you know, this is not a tutorial. There's tons of tutorials on Gear It First. But if you wanna see more videos like this, yo, let me know. So leave a comment below. Good night, God bless. Woo!